Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Faith and Fandom Feedback Friday podcast. Today will be a short one, just because I got to go to Galaxycon and do the semi-professional nerd stuff. Uh, Faith and Fandom Feedback Friday and turn on reverb back. Hope y'all are doing good though. We're just gonna pop on with some quick news and yep, just that for today. But I hope y'all are doing good. I did yesterday of GalaxyCon day one, and things went well. And show starts in a couple hours, and so I'm gonna pop over to that in just a minute. But so let's go over some news. But I hope y'all are doing well on this Friday morning. Is this the last Friday in July? No, yeah, this is the last Friday in July. So welcome, you made it this far. All right, some news. First off, Kevin Feige we're in Comic Con week, so there's going to be lots of nerd news announcements. But Kevin Feige has confirmed that John Barenthal will, in fact, be bringing his Punisher to Spider Man Brand New Day. And they're teasing, not just teasing, but they're saying that it's going to be a much more ground level Spider Man story, like in the streets. Um, chess history was made this week uh, as uh, who Jessica from Brooklyn, New York, is the Jessica Hyatt. I wanted to say her name right. Sorry, my brain was not braining. 19-year-old Jessica Hyatt is the youngest African American female to ever become U.S. national chess champion, and she pulled that off this week. She made a rating of 2,200 in chess. If you know what that means, then you know what that means. I don't. It's okay. A rare spotless giraffe was born in a Tennessee zoo. So it just looks like a elongated deer, but it's the only solid colored giraffe in the world, which is kind of cute. If you want to check out photos of that, it's ongoing and pretty neat. Supernatural is returning, sort of, with a comic book that depicts new stories from the Winchester brothers. That will be coming out from Dynamite. And it will take place 5 years after we said goodbye to Sam and Dean. Uh, Chips Ahoy is releasing a Stranger Things edition, which will be in stores on August 11th. And yeah, they are black and filled with red molten evil cookie filling. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Chips Ahoy, Stranger Things cookies coming August 11th. You can pre-order them now if you need to pre-order cookies, which is not a thing I've done in my life. Yeah, there were a handful of celebrity deaths this week. Ozzy Osbourne passed away after just performing his final concert just a couple weeks ago. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable, passed away after drowning in Costa Rica with his family. Um, Hulk Hogan passed away yesterday, and Chuck Mangione passed away. So there was a handful of deaths just in a short burst. Um, Memento Vivere, remember to live, and because Memento Mori, remember you will die. But there's lots of celebrations going on, and for different people with the rock community for Ozzy, lots of people dropping tributes. And to be real, most people only know Chuck Mangione from King of the Hill, but still sad to see that he's gone as well. And Malcolm Jamal Warner was honestly just kind of hitting a resurgence between podcasting and acting and things like The Resident. So it is sad to see him go as well. And I know that the world has got some split feelings on. Tristan says it's been a sucky week, bro. I feel you in my soul. I feel you in my soul. And I know the world has some very split vibes of Hulk Hogan. Um, and yeah, it still sucks that people die. But I also know that there between racism issues and recordings and things like that, it's not been the smoothest ride for Hulk for the last few years anyway. And I was telling someone yesterday that the one thing that I really just feel moderately bad about is the fact that his last appearance got him booze. But I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. Nia Jax got called out, the wrestler Nia Jax, at a Mets game this week got put on the Jumbotron for being a Jennifer Lopez lookalike. So that's fun. Um, Director Sebastian Vanek has announced that Evil Dead Burn is officially coming, and that is a sequel to the past two Evil Dead reboots. So that's looking cool. Wednesday season three has been renewed, or Wednesday season three has been renewed for Netflix ahead of season two's premiere. The Thunderbolts director, Jake Schreier, is going to be helming an X-Men film for Marvel. It's official that the Thunderbolts director will be taking over, making the MCU's first official X-Men film. And while Thunderbolts did not do the box office stuff that everybody thought it should, um, it still was great. One of my favorite things of Netflix stuff in a while was Pokemon Concierge, which was like a few years ago. Season two of that will be streaming on Netflix beginning on season September 4th. Uh, although Hulk Hogan has passed away, Ric Flair this week has announced that he's officially cancer free. He had skin cancer in a couple areas and he had surgery, and he says that he is now all good with that. Um, Pokemon is building a Kanto themed theme park in Japan, which will open in 2026. So basically, if you want to go see the first 150 Pokemon in a theme park, they're going to be chilling out in Poke Park Kanto, is what it will be called, and it will be in Japan in 2026. The French president is suing Candace Owens over claims that his wife is a man. The French president's wife, Bridget, has just been receiving criticism of her appearance and stuff, and is officially being sued by the French president. Chuck Mangione. Eyes of Wakanda is a new animated series in Black Panther, and looks like it will be debuting on August 1st, um, 3.5 weeks before its original premiere date. I feel like they're trying to get ahead of like kids going back to school, and so they want to get it seen by people before it's out there. But yeah, it looks good. The Nintendo Switch 2 has debuted in June, and since June, it has become the fastest selling game hardware of all time in the United States. So that's cool. Um, it is now the fastest selling of all. Pokemon has announced a new uh, animated series from the world of Wallace and Gromit. The people who make Wallace and Gromit are making a Pokemon animated series called Pokemon Tales: The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu, and it will arrive on in 2027. Uh, at Comic Con's happening, obviously, and they have announced that there is a uh, sword wielding samurai Venom that will be debuted by the creator of Afro Samurai. South Park creators Matt and Trey Stone are being they're going to have a week. They closed a deal with uh, Paramount for $1.5 billion for 5 years worth of streaming, and then had negotiations over a controversial episode, which they just premiered, that basically focused on Trump and Satan. And President Trump has already had a lot of commentary on it. And I'm gonna leave that for y'all to look up. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Uh, Fantastic Four: First Steps has two uh, after credits. It has a mid credit scene and a post credit scene. I've not seen it. I don't know if I'll see it this weekend. I don't get out of this show until like 8 p.m. at night, so it's a lot harder to um like last night I left a con and it took me 30 minutes to get out of the parking garage, and so I just sat there and listened to Weird Al perform for 30 minutes. Resident Evil 2 has released an arcade game that is only currently available in the UK. But personally speaking, I would love a Resident Evil arcade game that I could play, but it's specifically Resident Evil 2. AMC Theaters has just this past week, it looks like they have um, done for Tuesdays and Wednesdays the half price tickets. Previously, if you're a member of AMC Stubs, you could get discount Tuesdays, but now Tuesday and Wednesday, at least for the summer, I believe, are getting half price tickets. Kelly, good morning, dude. Um, there's an upcoming reboot of Resident Evil movies. And the guy, Zach Krieger, who is making the movies, has never seen Todd Turner. Good morning, bro. I'm glad you made it. Um, did you make it to see Fantastic Four last night? But Zach Krieger says that he's never watched any of the Resident Evil movies. So when he makes this movie, it's just going to be drawn from the games. So looking forward to that. Glorilla has been arrested for felony drug possession after someone burgled her home. So it was one of those things where she got robbed, but then when the cops come, she got a felony drug possession because of what they found in her house. Um, Malcolm Jamal Warner wasn't actually in the water at the time of his drowning. Todd, I know you don't want to give spoilers or anything, but give me a like a number rating. What was your vibe on Fantastic Four? The E News Network or news production is coming to an end after 34 years on air. Um, E News has been broadcasting like stuff since I was obviously a kid, and their final episode will be airing soon. The TV show Resident Alien has been canceled ahead of season four. Its last three episodes, so there's still three episodes left in season four, but Resident Alien has been canceled by USA. It doesn't mean it won't pick up, but still. Um, I live in Lumberton, North Carolina, which is near Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Fayetteville, North Carolina made the news as Manna Church in Fayetteville, which I was at one point part of Manna in Lumberton. Almost 200 people were baptized in the park at an event hosted by Manna Church, uh, whose goal is to plant a church near every military base in America. Um, the church hosted a worship and baptism event in the park and in Festival Park in Fayetteville, which is where I do some of my nerdy stuff there. And 193 people got baptized there. Uh, In and Out's president, Lori Snyder, is planning to move to Tennessee, and she's bringing In and Out with her. So Tennessee will now be a new state where you can get In and Out in the near future. Christian musician and TikTok viral person, and just a youngster for the youngsters. Forrest Frank broke his back skateboarding in his front yard this week with his child. Um, and he broke two of his, I think he said his L3 and his L4, and so he's going to be laid out for a little while. But he's already writing songs about it, and he's laid up uh, with a broken back recording songs. Uh, Jeff, good morning, man. Um, Nathan Fillion is launching his own comic book called Witness Point. He's a co-creator of it. Cardi B is being sued for assault and battery and negligence by a woman she struck with a microphone, allegedly. Uh, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow is getting a comic book sequel 15 years later. Yeah, and let's Todd dropped a Fantastic Four review real quick. Let's see what he says. Very good movie. You don't have to know anything about Marvel to enjoy it. It is a beautiful work of art. But this is not a spoiler. But it is but it's in a preview. I don't like movies where children are put in danger. Yes, we talked about that on podcast with CJ, and I get that completely. Um, 27 people died in a tourist boat along Vietnam's Halong Bay. The boat that contained 53 people capsized, and over half of them passed away, which is sad. Katy Perry almost fell off of a dragon into a crowd this week as her performance, as she's riding a giant either dragon or dragonfly, and like the prop broke and she almost fell from the ceiling. Bryson Kleiman has been is a little kid that collects Pokemon cards. He found out that his dog was going to need surgery, and he was trying to raise $655 to cover his dog's treatment. And so he sold his Pokemon cards, and people were touched by the story and ended up raising $19,500 for that. And in a weird turn of news, Sacha Baron Cohen is now ripped. Um, the dude has got into Marvel shape where he's trimmed and ripped and all these things, preparing to be like the shirtless Mephisto we see in the comics. So, yeah, that's the news for the week. I'm going to get ready for this Comic Con, and I know this is a short one, but I got to get ready and do all the things. But I just want to tell you, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. Thank y'all for being fantastic. To the Glenn family who showed up and brought me a Korean corn dog yesterday at the booth. I appreciate you greatly. Um, and yeah, y'all mean the world to me, and I look forward to being able to. Uh, I know I'm going to get to see some of y'all today at the show. Um, Todd, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm not going to do the whole dice and Bible thing one because I left my Bible in the car. Um, but I did want to share just one verse with you real quick. And do. Lamentations 3:22 through 23 says this: The faithful of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. And I just want to encourage you, wherever you're at, God's not done with you. And he's got goodness waiting for you, and he's going to have a fresh start. Miss Lynn, thank you for your prayers as well. But I appreciate y'all, and wherever you're at, I hope that you find encouragement today and be praying for me throughout the day. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you guys at a con real soon.